Good morning, day 210, 310. Yeah, cooking down the refrigerator, freezer, and working pantry meals. No, I don't want to go back to day 210. Well, today it's going to be 57 degrees, and it's supposed to be sunny, so better than yesterday. Although I did enjoy yesterday. Nice cozy day inside with my candles lit and getting some things done. So I'm very happy I got my dining room finished. So that's all set for the holidays except for some cleaning. And today I'm going to work on my laundry room because I have a mess going there still from plants that I need to repot. So I plan on getting that done. And of course then there's the never-ending saga of the kitchen table. So I'll look through that, and then there's some bills to pay. And this morning I'm already making some pinto beans in the Instant Pot. And I made some rice because I have all those greens now that I need to cook up or do something with. So that would be perfect for a stir fry or just eating some veggies and beans and rice. I personally like beans and rice. I know some people don't. But, you know, you can always eat rice and meat if that's your shtick. No judgment here on my channel about your food choices. We all need to eat what we like, and for whatever reason we like. So a lot of my recipes are things that you can substitute with meat if you so choose to do so. And that works out okay too. So I'm not going to be working outside today. I'm kind of done with that, I hope. I do still have to cover up a table. But today is garbage day, so I do have to do some doggy duties too. But that's about it. I'm planning on staying home, and hopefully that will happen. I need to spend a few days here at home just to get caught up because I went on adventures last week, and not every day can be an adventure out of the house. Sometimes you have to have your own adventures in your own house. So I encourage you to become friends with your house and love what you do. If you don't like the way a room is decorated, change it up. Do something different. It doesn't even require any money. You can just switch things around, you know, different tchotchkes in different rooms, or even if you just buy some cheap paint, maybe some returned paint. Now that would cost you a little bit of money, and paint has gotten expensive too. Everything has. But even just cleaning your rooms makes you feel better. Or go shopping in your closet. That's always fun. And put on something that makes you feel good. So I think I'm going to have I still have half a burger that I made yesterday. And I may eat that for breakfast because I'm going to have probably something with beans and rice for dinner. But we'll see. So, okay, I will take you over to my refrigerator in a little bit. But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy my coffee. And get yourself a beverage, whatever your beverage of choice is. And let's have a visit. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. Good morning, dear friends. Thanks for coming back and visiting with me again. I do love when We have conversations. You guys have so many great ideas and you share them, and that's just wonderful. So grab a cup of coffee or tea or adult beverage, whatever your thing is, and cheers. Well, today I wanted to talk a little bit about money, I know, right? And living conditions and just general life chit-chat. So I know a lot of you are struggling because obviously on this channel we have a lot of mature people. We have some younger people that want to learn from mature people, which is just great because we have a lot of life experience that we can bring to the table. Do we know everything? Do we know it all? No, we never want to be a know-it-all because you are never too old to stop learning and changing and maybe revising your views on things. And keeping an open mind is very, very important, and not becoming closed off to things that maybe 5 years ago you would have thought, oh, I would never do that, or I would never think that. Because things change. The world changes, you change, the people around you change, and sometimes your opinions change too. So I was thinking about the money situation, and a lot of us, especially nowadays with the inflation going crazy, and I mean, it's like we're watching a movie that, it's like an action movie that you don't know where the next big thing is coming, and it's just fast-paced and crazy. So first thing, take a breath, calm down. This too shall pass. Serenity prayer is always a good prayer to say to yourself. So if you don't have enough money and you're just trying to stretch things, well, of course you can always get a job. But some of us aren't in the best of physical conditions to just go out and, stand on your feet for 8 hours at Walmart and be a greeter, or, even the stamina to work an 8-hour shift. So for some of us, that's off the table. So there's other things you could do if you're talented in certain things like arts and crafts. You could do that. But I've done the selling of the jewelry and the paintings and things like that. And it can be very strenuous dragging all that stuff around to art shows and things like that. So sometimes that's not the right answer either. So for a lot of us, we just have to tighten the belt. Now, sometimes you think, well, my belt is as tight as it's going to get. But a good question to ask yourself is, what can I absolutely not live without? So it kind of puts things in a little bit different perspective. If you do that, get yourself a pen or pencil and some paper and write down those things that you absolutely cannot live or function without, whether that's medication or certain foods or things to keep warm, obviously a roof over your head, because nobody wants to become homeless. So I think if you make a list like that, you'll be surprised at how little that you actually need in your life. Is it fun? No, absolutely not, because we all need a little sunshine in our life. We're creatures that enjoy some luxuries. We enjoy interactions with other people, gatherings. Most of us enjoy those things. But there are ways to simplify that. If you can't live without coffee, I mean, you could live without coffee. But if it's something that you feel like you can't live without, try a less expensive brand of coffee. I mean, unless it's totally not palatable, most of us could probably use a cheaper brand of coffee. Same goes for tea. Shop the stores where you can find food that you can afford. And if that's the Dollar Tree, then, it's the Dollar Tree. Or stop shopping at very expensive grocery stores. Most of us can live without Trader Joe's or, some of the other food places, grocery stores, where the prices are a little higher. But give it a try. You might find something that you actually enjoy, and it'll make life a little easier for you as far as the money goes. So, and you need to revise that list every now and then. Make yourself an initial list of what I cannot live without. And then go down that list and find cheaper alternatives to what you've been doing so far. Sorry, I had to let my dogs out. I would not want to live without my dogs. Now, my dogs are very expensive. They need to be trimmed, they need their food. Once in a while, there's medical bills. But I don't want to live without my dogs. But that is a very important priority to me, and it's a choice. Could I actually live without my dogs? Yes, but I would be very sad, and it would make me very depressed. But technically, I could live without my dogs. So if you're really, really struggling, make yourself that list and then revise it as needed. Go over it again and again until you're down to the point where that's it. I need a roof over my head. I need food. I need other people. And tell yourself, it's not going to be this way forever, hopefully. And as you learn to live on less and with less, it does become a little easier because it becomes a habit. And then you realize that I really didn't need the high-end coffee. I really didn't need the high-end clothes. It was nice to have them, but it wasn't something that I absolutely needed. And most of us don't really want to live that way for the rest of our lives. But human beings are very adaptable and very flexible. And I think part of it is because our brains are constantly coming up with new ideas of how to adjust to situations and try and make our life more pleasant. So another thing that I wanted to talk about was our homes. And lately I've been thinking because you all know I've been downsizing, I've been getting rid of things, and and I keep going round and round my house. And lately I've been thinking, I've been looking at this all wrong. My home is a place for me to live and enjoy, because that's important that you enjoy your home. But really, if you think about it, it's a collection of rooms, whether that's 2 rooms or 1 room or 10 rooms. It's a collection of rooms. And those rooms are filled with stuff that we've collected over the years, and a lot of us collect a lot of things. So I started thinking, well, if a house is a collection of rooms with collections of stuff, I have the choice to say, this room is not functional for me. I can't maintain this room anymore because it has too many things in it. And there'll be things in there that you love, and things in there that may, and things that you like. So if you keep going through your rooms and getting rid of things until you reach a comfort level where you can actually take care of the things that are in that room. So I'm not there yet by any stretch of the imagination, and that's why I keep revisiting the rooms that I have. But I'm getting there. And if you have a lot of rooms and you don't want to move out of your house and get a smaller house, then shut off those rooms. Close the doors, clean the room, close the doors, and close the heat register, or, and draw the blinds so you don't get a lot of heat in there or a lot of cold in there, and just pretend like that room isn't there anymore. So that's one way that you can downsize your house if you don't want to move. Now, when I built this house back 20 years ago, I had in mind that this is a house that I can retire in and that I can stay in the rest of my life. So I've got 4 bedrooms and I have 3.5 baths. Well, right now with my grandson living with me, we pretty much use the whole house. But it was always my plan to close off parts of this house that no longer suited what I was physically able to take care of. And my plan was to just live on the main floor. Now I have a day bed down here that if I need to, I can sleep in my living room. And, it's not that much different than having a sofa in there. So I have a day bed in there. If I get to the point where I can't do the stairs anymore, hopefully that won't happen, but if I needed to, I could turn my dining room into a bedroom. Just get rid of all the things in the dining room. That would work. I would even have access to the outside because that's where my sliding door is, to the outside. Plus, my laundry room is on this floor. I have a bathroom. And my thought always was, obviously you need to shower and things like that once in a while, was to take part of my closet in the laundry room out and put a small shower in there. So I could totally live on this floor if I needed to. Another thing that I did when I built this house, I finished the basement with the thought in mind that if a family member ever needed to, excuse me, if a family member ever needed to live with me, they would have a space, because there's a bathroom down there, there's a room that can be used as a bedroom, and there's a little area that has like a camping stove and refrigerator. So someone could easily live down there as an efficiency. Or I thought I could put a separate entrance in and I could rent that out and lock up my rooms, so that, it wouldn't be in and out of my space. So I thought about that. Well, I haven't had to do that, but it would be something that I could do if I had to. So if you have a bigger house and you need money, think about maybe renting out a room or two as part of an income, and then set rules of you can do this, you can do that, but you can't do this. Because you want to make it into a flop house, where you have people coming and going all hours of the night. But even if you have a small house with 2 bedrooms, you could do that, or rent out an upstairs space or a basement. But that would be a way to get a little bit of income in. So I tried to think of all these things when I was younger, and now that I'm not younger anymore, I think I made a good decision there. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about being able to take care of the things that you have, and not feeling bad because you can't take care of those things anymore. It's okay. If you've always cooked a ton of food, my mom was always a good one for that. She was always cooking for the boys. And I kept telling her, they can cook for themselves, because a lot of times she would make food for them and, oh, come on over, I made this for you, I made that for you. But they were busy and they didn't have the time to stop. So then she'd get upset because, oh, they didn't come and pick up the food. It's like, they're in their 40s. I don't think you need to cook for them anymore. So she finally stopped doing that. But it was a nice thing for her to do. So I think the people that are the happiest are people that can roll with life and adjust to it, and not hang on to the past and, oh, I can't do this anymore, or I can't do that anymore. And so what? You can do something else. So do what makes you happy. Find new things that make you happy. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be simple things. And as I go through life, simple things are the things that appeal to me. So I just wanted to have a little chat about that, and hopefully you guys aren't struggling too much, but I thought maybe I could, put a couple of ideas out there for a little extra money, or making your life a little easier. So go through your rooms and, give it a trial. All right, I got rid of these plants. Is that going to be okay for me, or do I need to get rid of more plants? Or, okay, I got rid of these tchotchkes because I hate to dust. So, is this working for me? Or do I still need to dust too much because I don't like to dust? Or like I had these robot vacuum cleaners, a couple of them, and I wasn't using them. So now I'm using them, and it's keeping my floor clean, and boy, it makes a big difference. So, and they're not that expensive anymore. So if you can't vacuum or any of that, maybe that would work for you. All right, well, I'm going to have a little breakfast and see if my beans and rice are ready for future me. And I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, let's see what's for breakfast this morning. It's getting more to be brunch time than breakfast time. Well, I still have half a burger left from yesterday. I have my homemade bread. I have some eggs. I think I'm going to have an egg. And those are hard boiled. And some of my bread. And I still have some of this smoked Gouda cheese. So I'll have some of that. And I'm just going to have a very simple egg and cheese sandwich. And I think I'm going to put some mayonnaise on there. And that will be breakfast. Okay, I will meet you over at the stove and put together my breakfast. Okay, well, I made some, I like this rice cooker. I've had it forever. In fact, I have 2 small ones and a big one, which I really don't need 3, but I still have them. So I seasoned some of this rice, and this is enough for like 3 meals. And I seasoned it with Trader Joe's chickenless seasoning, that's what it is, and some garlic and herb seasoning. So let me see if it's done. I usually cook this in here for 12 minutes, and this is just long grain rice. And it's perfect every time. Alright, so that is for later. And then here, in my Instant Pot, which isn't very exciting, I just have my beans, and I cooked those for 35 minutes, and I'm just doing a natural release on those. So that's also for later. Okay, so here is my breakfast this morning. Hard-boiled egg, smoked Gouda cheese, and my homemade bread. And that should do me until later on. I might have a little snack later. I still have that half a burger, so if I get hungry, I'll eat that. If not, then I won't eat it until tomorrow. All right, so there is breakfast for today. All right, it's dinner time, and it's time to start eating up some of my vegetables from the garden. So in here I have a little pak choy, I have some parsley, a shredded up carrot, some radish tops, and some chard. So, and then here I have some leftover sauce from something from last week. I want to use that up. And I cooked some beans this morning, and I cooked some seasoned rice. So I'm going to make an Asian dish here, just an impromptu Asian dish. So I'm just going to add some oil to the pan. And I have some sesame oil here. So I'm going to add some of that. And that's mainly for flavor. And then I'm also going to add some avocado oil. And I'm just going to cook these until they're crisp tender. And I'm going to add my rice and my beans. And that's going to be my dinner for tonight. So I'm just going to let this cook, and then I'll be back when this is done cooking. So I'm going to add a little bit of this garlic that I want to use up. Not too much, maybe, quarter of a teaspoon. And I'm trying to use up my condiments and everything that's been in the refrigerator and freezer. I'm trying to use it up. Now I have some very skinny radishes in here too that I harvested from the garden, and I figured I might as well try eating those too, because you can bake radishes, or you can cook them too. So I figure it's a little extra flavor, but I need to start eating up these greens before they go bad. So I'll let that cook a little longer. I'm going to add some of this Asia seasoning, and this is by, it's Simply Asia. I don't know. I can't even remember where I got it. So a little bit of that in there. So I hope this will be good. I mean, it'll be nutritious, even if it isn't the best thing I've ever cooked. But, you know, food, you gotta eat your food and try different things. Alright, I'm going to add some of these beans. Now, in these beans, I cooked, I put some smoked salt in here, and I put some cumin, and I had some tomatoes that I needed to use up, so I put a little of that in, and a little bit of seasoned salt. And they're really tasty. Oh, and a red onion too. So I'm going to add some of these beans for some protein. And it's a good thing to keep on hand. If you need a quick source of protein, you can always have some beans and rice. And I think they're delicious. Not everyone might agree with me, but, you know, eat what you like. Alright, I'm going to add this sauce. I want to use that up. And I think this is like, kind of like a sweet sour sauce. Adding that smoked salt to the beans really gave it a good flavor. And this is a really, really quick meal. Alright, and then I'm just going to add my rice. And if I need more sauce, then I'll add some of this mandarin sauce I want to use up. Now that I would buy again. I really liked it. I didn't think it had too much heat or anything. And that's by Panda Express. right, I'm going to plate this up and give it a taste. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to add some green onion, because green onion is tasty on almost everything. I like green onion, and especially on Asian dishes. It just all kind of goes together. And the thing I like about these Asian dishes is you can put anything in them and they taste good. All right. So here's my dinner. So let me give this a taste. That definitely hits the spot, and it will fill me up for sure. And now I have some tea to go with it that I'm going to enjoy. So, all right, that's all I have for you today, my friends. So I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you. And I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.